Hi and welcome back to Normski TV, looking at all things Arsenal. And yes, the transfer window is closed. We know that. International is finished. We're back to the Premier League, which is absolutely brilliant. And we've got a massive game tomorrow, playing Manchester City away. It's going to be a tough game, but you never know. You never know. And what I'm hoping to do is have a chat with a good friend of mine who I work with, a good work colleague of mine who's an Arsenal supporter. And we're going to discuss things all Arsenal with regards to the transfer window, how we felt we've done in the transfer window, what we could have done better, what formations we're going to be looking at. We're going to also look at match predictions, predicted lineups, and hopefully, we go there to the Etihad tomorrow and give it a good go. And I'd like to just introduce a good mate of mine on the show. His first time he's been on, and I'm sure he's not going to be nervous. But look, we're going to introduce him. His name is Alvin Brown, Arsenal supporter. Let's have him on, yeah? I'm going to bring him on now. So I'm hoping he will be there. And I think I can see him. He's right there. There's my man, Mr. Alvin Brown. Yeah, I'll mute your mic, sir. Yeah, how you doing, Alvin?
Hey, how you doing, Norman?
Good, man.
Long time no see.
Yeah, man. Good, man. Listen, look, I thought I'd invite you onto my show. I think you're
appreciate that.
You're probably a little bit shocked that I've got a YouTube channel. But, yeah, Normski TV.
Wow, I'm impressed.
Well, bro, so I thought, you know what? I thought I'd get Alvin on because I know you're a man that like football. And I know you're involved in football at grassroots level. And we'll talk a little bit about yourself and what you're doing. So, first of all, welcome to the show, Normski TV.
Thank you, Norman. And thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, but listen, first of all, just want to ask you, I mean, yeah, in terms of, one, how long you've been an Arsenal supporter? That's the first thing I'm going to ask you.
I would say going on 30-odd years, 35 years.
Yeah, is that something that's run through the family, or is it just like, was you forced to, or is it?
Well, I'm gonna put my hand up and say that I was a Chelsea supporter at first.
Oh my!
Yeah, I was. I'm afraid, but I got to. I think
you saw the light. You saw the light.
I saw the light. One of my best friends was Arsenal, and I just joined, and I've never looked back. Never looked back. I must admit, I'm well proud of it as well.
Okay, cool. All right, well, that's a little bit of secret that you kept on there, because every time I speak to you, man. I'm quite shocked, man. I mean, I've got a Chelsea fan that comes on the show a couple of times now, so you know what I mean. I'm sure he would have been rubbing his hands together, but now that you've said that you're converted an Arsenal supporter, good on you, mate. And you've been involved with grassroots football, I believe. I believe that you're a fledgling, or not fledgling, budding coach. Budding coach. Tell me a little bit about that before we sort of go into the show.
Okay. Well, I've been doing grassroots football just as a parent, taking my son to local team. He was in a team as a goalkeeper, and the manager then turned around at the end of the season and said that he's quitting. And one of the parents turned around and goes, "Well, you do it. Why don't you do it?" I thought, well, I don't know nothing about being a manager or a coach. She said, "Well, look at these boys here. They need a manager, and you just look like you could be a manager." And I looked at my son, as you do, and he went, "Go on, Dad," and never looked back. I took the job on. And 10 years into the job, and I've just retired, literally just retired.
Wow.
I think I told you that.
Yeah.
And I've had some successes and won some cups and, had my own style, had in an assistant. And it's been very successful.
Can I ask you a question? Did you base your playing style on any particular football team?
Arsenal. I must admit it was hard to get through to them to play the way I wanted.
Yeah.
But we had some good talent, and some of them. One guy went to Liverpool.
All right.
Won't say no names, but he went to Liverpool. It didn't work out, but another guy went to Leighton Orient. So I've done something good. Led them on, and I'm happy with what I've done.
Okay. So what do you think of the current coach so far? I mean, into his tenure, I know he's been there now nearly a year now. So, what do you think of how he's done with this current Arsenal team? And do you think he's the right man for the squad?
Funny enough, Normski, when he first come on, I weren't sure. I was very dubious. I'm thinking, well, he's he's got no experience. Are we doing the right thing? Because we was on a downer with Emery, the other manager. But he's grown on me. He absolutely has. And what I like about him is that you can see the improvement of the players. You can see the improvement. It's evident.
Yeah.
And all I can say is that onwards and upwards with him. I really can say that.
So you're pretty much happy with him, and you think with us? I mean, obviously we are going to talk about the transfer window and your thoughts on that. And do you think we could have probably done more, or are you happy with the players that we've got in?
We could always do more.
Okay,
we could always do more.
Well, we'd be interested to hear that side of that. So going on to that, yeah, well, let's talk about the transfer window, because obviously we're 4 games in. We've got a massive game tomorrow, away to Man City at the Etihad, and now our record against the top 6. It's not that brilliant. Actually, it's actually atrocious as a matter of fact. All right, granted that we've beaten Liverpool, and they were at on the boat or the seaside when we beat them at home towards the end of last season, right. And we did beat them in the cup.
Charity Shield.
Community Shield. We beat Man City on the way 2-0, at Wembley. Arteta done really well against Pep, had his number this time. And I'm hoping that he will have his number when we go there on Saturday, tomorrow evening. So I'm happy. I'm happy with Arteta. Again, same sort of thoughts with you. When he first came, and I was thinking, is he got enough experience? And I think because obviously you kind of get lulled into this sense of security that because he's working under Pep, and I think you hear stories that he was a lot behind the way Man City played, giving Pep ideas and that. So I think maybe that's probably what swung it for me, even though I know he didn't have the experience. But but then listening to his press conferences, he talked a good talk, and I liked what he was saying. I liked what he was doing in terms of the training. He was kind of no nonsense. I remember when he first came to Arsenal, and he basically said, "Look, if you're not going to work hard, then
on your bike,
you're on your bike, basically." And I like that. Yeah.
Are you sort of referring, Normski? Are you sort of referring to people like Ozil?
Absolutely, 100%. But it's funny you say that, because in the first last season and in the early part of last season, he was playing him quite a lot. It was only after the lockdown that he's non-existent. And really what it's about is the team that Arteta's put together as a massive work ethic. And Ozil doesn't fit that. The old number 10, that old number 10 now is a history now. Do you know what I mean? Ozil is a luxury player, and we can't afford to be carrying players like him. And the way Arteta wants to play is he wants everybody to graft. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like Man City. The only thing with Man City is that they're all technically good. And Ozil, I'm not saying Ozil's not a good player, but it doesn't suit
Arteta's way of thinking.
Yeah, way of thinking. Do you know what I mean?
But we do need a creative player, though. So you're taking away creativity. In that sense.
Absolutely. But the problem is, when I've seen him games, and especially away games, he's non-existent. Do you know what I mean? You want someone that's going to work hard. Do you know what I mean? And, we're going to come on to that. Partey doesn't... this guy does a lot of jobs in terms of the way he gets around the pitch. Yeah. So, I don't think, to be personally speaking, I don't think we're missing Ozil in terms of the way we play as a team. But I get what you're saying in terms of the creativity. We're lacking that. Yeah, we are lacking that, because if you think about it, you've got Aubameyang playing out on the left. I'd rather him down the middle. But what it's looking like is that we're hoping to get our creativity from our wing backs. Very much like Liverpool.
Well,
No,
can I just stop you there, Normski? Would you not say that having Ozil on the right-hand side is stopping his creativity rather than playing him in the middle? Because he can only draw in. But when he's playing in the middle, he can go left or right.
Yeah, and I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying, because when he was played out there, I didn't get it, even under Emery and even sometimes under Wenger.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think what it was is that Wenger was trying to accommodate players.
Right.
And that's the story so far. So at the end of the day, is you can't keep trying to accommodate players. Right. You know what I mean? If they're not gonna work the way work that particular system, then he has to go. It's really about the whole team working together. You know, someone like an Usamoah would have done really well. You know what I mean? Playing maybe that deep line role, but at the moment, you know, obviously because of our finances, you know, I don't know if it was a smoke screen when it, you know, because obviously we've ended up getting Thomas Partey on transfer deadline day. And that was a massive.
Which I was annoyed with.
You was annoyed with that?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I mean, it could have been done much earlier.
I get you. I hear that, but then
get the buyout clause sorted, and that's it.
And I was thinking the same, but you know, sometimes you don't really know what's going on behind closed doors, and it's whether Kroenke was ready to put his hand in his pocket. It looks like he's done it now. Do you know what I mean? We've got him, and it was almost like an Ozil moment, because I don't remember that day when we bought Ozil. You know what I mean? It was fantastic, and now we've got him in there. I just feel that we can get him to utilise Partey, you know, around that in the middle, because he's a box-to-box player. You know, he can play as an anchor. Do you know what I mean? I mean, the guy's even played. I mean, looking at his like football history. I mean, the guy's played right back. I remember when he came to when they played us in the Europa Cup and they came to the Emirates, he was playing as a right back.
Was he?
Yeah, Partey was playing as a right back.
A right back? I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you know,
he's multi-talented then, but we're not
very much so. And I think we need someone like him.
Yeah.
You know, to do that. We're missing that Patrick Vieira. Type player for a long while. You know, we had Diaby, who was just spent basically practically his life.
Not quite the same.
Yeah, but he was always injured.
Yeah, true.
So you know what I mean? And then we brought in Xhaka.
Xhaka's improved. Xhaka has improved under Arteta.
He has improved, but he's still.
Sidewards and backwards, forwards.
Yeah. You need someone that's going to be dynamic, very mobile and that. But
he's a defensive midfielder, so he's not going to be dynamic. Whereas Partey is dynamic and, you know,
and I suppose we'll come to that in terms of the formation and who do you think will play together, whether it's Ceballos and Xhaka in a pivot or Xhaka and Partey, do you know what I mean? But you don't spend 45 million for the man to sit on the bench. So when we do come to talk about your predicted lineups and, you know, do you start him tomorrow or is he going to be on the bench? We will come to that. But so just going back, in terms of your thoughts on the transfer window, what are your thoughts in terms of the players that we got in? Do you think these players are going to be able to get us into the top four?
Right. So, all right, we'll start with Gabriel. Excellent. 10 out of 10. Very commanding. I've watched him a couple of times now. Very impressed. He's decisive. And that's what a lot of the Arsenal defenders are not.
Right.
He reminds me of Tony Adams, but with a little bit more flair.
Right.
Yeah. He wins his 50-50 challenges. He wins them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah? He's quick. He's dynamic.
Yeah.
He's telling off. I've actually seen telling off one of the other players. Yeah. So he you know, he could go on to be a captain where I see him. He's very dynamic is the word. Yeah. So
so Gabriel, you're happy with that?
Yes.
Obviously, we got Willian in on the free. Some people will say it's a Chelsea reject, but what is your thoughts on that?
Okay, well, with William, you've got to look at it this way. He's a Premiership player.
Right.
And so you've got to respect that. And if you can play 7 years for Chelsea and be in the first team, then you've got to be pretty decent.
Right.
I think it was contractual talks what broke down why he actually didn't want to move too far, move across London. So it made sense.
Right,
It made sense. The only thing that worries me with William is that you see him in and out of games.
Yeah.
So 1 in 4, he'll have a blinder.
Yeah.
But the other 3,
a bit of a stink.
He's gone missing.
And to be honest, and the only time he really played well was the first game against Fulham.
There you go.
And then we haven't seen him ever since now. See? And that's the worry for me. And a lot of my Chelsea mates warn me about him, that he will just go missing. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just hoping that we don't have this issue with him, sort of going missing in games. Because I think when I saw him, I think in the second game in, and I'm like, I didn't even hardly hear his name. Do you know what I mean? It's like, what's going on? You know?
I think one of the goals that was his fault, actually. He didn't track back. I can't remember who he played.
Oh.
Yeah, he didn't track back on the left.
Yeah, it was, I think we was playing at home at the time.
Yeah.
It might have been, was it the West Ham game?
Well, they scored from it, so I don't. It's one of the games where
I think it might have been the West Ham. I think it might have been. No, tell a lie. It was the Liverpool game away.
That's it. Yeah.
So tell a lie. It was the Liverpool.
I totally blame him for that, for not tracking back, which is what Arteta wants.
Yeah. And that is the problem, man. I'm just hoping that because look, he's gone ahead of people like Nelson, Reece Nelson. He's even getting games before Pepe, who we spent £72 million on. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know what. I don't want to kind of be. I'm trying to find the word, but I just think that maybe he would be probably better off playing maybe on the left hand side and getting Aubameyang to play down the middle and probably get Pepe to play on the right. Because if you notice in the Sheffield United game, we was finding it hard to really break them down, and he brought on Pepe, moved Willian more central, right, and then all of a sudden now Aubameyang went down the middle.
That's
right. So you had Willian on the other side, so there was a kind of like this flexibility in terms of them moving in the front three, and then you had Pepe coming on. So it created, because like Saka sort of kind of went into that number 10 role, so they were kind of between Saka and Willian, they were kind of switching. Yeah. So it kind of created a bit more, flexibility and fluidity in the front. And I think at the moment, again, it's like Lacazette is there. You've got to play him down the middle. All right, Aubameyang's got
to play Lacazette. You've got no other choice.
You've got no other choice. And the thing is, you have to play Aubameyang down. And I think at the moment, if you're watching the games at the moment, he's only scored 1 goal. So Lacazette's got 3 and 3. So brilliant. Do you know what I mean? But I need Aubameyang to start, because when you're looking at the other teams like Calvert-Lewin, Mo Salah, what's the guy from Leicester? Jamie Vardy. You know what I mean? They're knocking them in, mate. You're knocking them in. Yeah. So, I mean, look, Aubameyang will come good. He'll come good.
That was my question. Do you think that the transfer fee or the input that he's had has been minimal because of the extra wages that he's getting now?
Who's that? Aubameyang?
Aubameyang, yeah.
Look, I've heard a lot being said about this. And I don't want to think that he's some mercenary or nothing like that, and that he's now that he's got his contract, he's down tools. I don't think that's the case. I just, you know what I mean? I don't think that's the case. You hear people saying, now that he's got his thing now, the guy doesn't look like he's bothered.
No, it's not quite the same.
Not quite the same, but no. I think he will come good, and I think with the emergence of Partey coming into the team now, I think there'll be an excitement around the team, and I think that will allow Arteta to have more flexibility in terms of where he plays Aubameyang. At the moment, again, it is you have to get Lacazette up there, because Lacazette is he holds the ball up better than Aubameyang. We know that.
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
but you check those 2 goals, or when I say the 2 chances that he had against Liverpool, that could have been a different. Do you remember?
Different dynamics.
If that was Aubameyang, now he's putting them away. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So
he has missed a few chances himself, Aubameyang. So swings.
Yeah, he has, but he's more. I would say he's more clinical than Lacazette. Right. And you only got to look at his numbers. You only got to look at
Normski. Why did he delay in signing Aubameyang? I'm talking. Why did he delay? That was from the FA Cup final.
Yeah.
Okay. When the question was asked, "Are you going to sign?" until when he has signed, that's a very big gap. What's going through his mind?
No, I mean, look. Again, he's come out and he was quite honest. You know, he spoke about, you know, there were other clubs interested in him, and you know he was weighing up. He was weighing up because I think he felt maybe the team. I think he actually mentioned it. I think it was during the lockdown when Arteta rang him up. I think, and normally what happens is that Arteta gets them to watch games and to just like go over and say where they went wrong. But instead of Arteta doing that, he rang him up and sort of said, look, we want to build a team around you. Told him about the process and told him about, you know, what he feels, how the team's going to go forward. And I think that's what swung it for him. And he actually said that in his interview. But he said there were people like Barcelona, I think Inter Milan, a couple of other teams were interested. And he actually said it. He was weighing up his thing, but only after he had that conversation with it. So he was quite honest. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Because he wanted to know where the club was going.
Right.
And like with any player, you know, you want your last payday and you want to win trophies. And
so the only player that came in while he was waiting was Gabriel.
Yeah, at the time, yeah, that's what I was trying to say. So I suppose the other question is that during the transfer window, I did a show and I was sort of saying, what must Aubameyang be thinking, and what promises were given to him? The fact that when he finally signed, there must have been some promises that to say that, you know, we're going to be getting this player, we're going to be getting that player, and so on and so on. I mean, he even mentioned Ouar in one of his interviews. He did it to some French channel, and he was saying, look, I'll be happy for him to come. But it was hard.
I wanted to come.
Wanted to come, but it's the money, you know. And then you've got the Lyon president, Gina Lewis, I think his name is. He just plays games, and I thought he was going to call our bluff. Yeah, I thought he was calling our bluff because he gave us up until that Friday, and it was only like 3 days or so, 4 days or so to the transfer, and then they moved to the Saturday, and then next thing we know, you know, you get a while after the Marseille game saying like he's happy to stay with. Whoops. Why my phone is ringing at this time? You're not gonna have to wait, mate. I know this is live TV, mate. Now, but no, for real. Yeah. So what I'm saying is that with Ouar, you know, he came out and said, look, he wants to try and help. Is it Lille? Is it Lille?
No, yeah.
Is it Lille or Leon?
Leon.
Yeah. It was Leon. Sorry. He was, you know, trying to help Leon get back into the Champions League. But because they're not in no European competitions or what. So I really thought that he was going to end up coming. Do you know what I mean? But it was apparently his brother, who was his agent, got involved and he wanted like a really high fee. You know what I mean? Like an agent fee and that. And then Arsenal just sort of said, forget it. You know what I mean? And I thought that, you know, but personally speaking, and that's a question, Alvin, based on, I know you talked about creativity and I know you talked about Ozil and I know Ouar was that kind of player.
That's right. That's right.
But as the transfer window was drawing and the questions were put out there, who would you prefer? And I mean, I would have preferred both of them. But who would you prefer, a Nusum Ouar or a Thomas Partey?
Good question. I'm not allowed to say both, so I'm going to say Partey, to be honest with you.
Absolutely.
Because he's another Vieira, and that's what we need. That's what we're crying out for.
That's what we're crying out for, because we're weak in the middle.
That's right.
We're weak in the middle. I say we're like a ring donut, no middle, right? And we've missed a Vieira type player for since 2004.
Yeah.
And that's when we did the Invincibles. Yeah, understand?
Have I got a tick for that then? I said Partey, and you
got a tick, brother. You got a tick, right? So, but I get it, you know. So, because some people say, yeah, let's get the Ouar because he'll be creative. Because a lot of the times, you know, there was no creativity in the middle. So, Ballas is really our only creative player. Yeah. And if William, depending on where William plays, if William was playing in the hole, you know, he probably could play that number 10 role. Yeah, but he's a hard worker. You know, he's a much harder grafter than say Ozil, and that's why I know what you're saying about having somebody creative. So Partey will do all the work, Ozil receives it. But when you think about it, when Ozil was playing with Aubameyang, he only set him up twice.
Is that all?
Yeah.
Oh.
You see what I mean? So we
Oh,
get
yeah,
his
but where, was he on the wing playing, or was he in the hole?
No, he was playing in the number 10 role.
Okay, okay.
You know, his number. So you know what I mean. So sometimes we kind of, because we know Ozil is a creative player, and on his day, and that's the thing. He's past it now. Do you know what I mean? £350,000. That's just another whole no story.
I don't think he's past it personally.
I don't think he needs. I don't think he can cut it in the Premier League now. I personally speaking, if anything, I don't think any of the top six will take him.
No, they won't, because they're going off of what they see.
They're going off what they see and the style of play.
Don't you think he's got an axe to grind? Don't you think that he will come on and show?
Well, he can do that in Qatar somewhere like that. Or MLS. Do you know what I mean? He can do that. Right. So okay. So Gabriel, you're happy with?
Yeah.
Willian, I know you said he went missing in a couple of games, but hopefully he will come back and be the old. I know he's 31, 32. I'm hoping that we because I was hoping to get at least 10 goals, 10, 15 goals from him this season.
You might do.
It's still earlier, so I think we got to wait and see. But I think when Partey comes into the party, as it were, it might change up things. You know what I mean? So Willian, and then we had the Icelandic goalkeeper, and my thought you're right, 1.5 million.
Okay.
From I can't remember the club he came from. I did mention it in mine.
Is he good?
Don't know. Just another. I don't really care. I don't know. I don't know much about him.
Have you seen him play?
Not really. Only stuff on YouTube. That's about it. Do you know what I mean? I mean the goalkeeping coach that we've got. He used to coach him. So I think the goalkeeping coach came from Brentford.
Right. And so we've got to put our faith into the goalkeeping coach then, really.
Say that again?
We've got to put our faith in the goalkeeping coach.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, that's a question I want to ask you now. With regards to Leno and the player that we sold, which is Emilio Martinez, yeah? Mm-hmm. Now, off the back of the back end of last season, when we came back out of the lockdown, Leno started in goal against Brighton, got that injury. Mm-hmm. Martinez comes in. Mm-hmm. Absolutely fantastic. I mean, this guy, distribution-wise, commanded the area. The defenders looked assured. They knew that. The guy's a big guy. He's about 6'5". Big presence. Do you know what I mean? What are your thoughts on him going to Aston Villa? And do you think we should have kept him? And because everybody's under this notion that Leno was the younger keeper, and actually Martinez is younger than Leno. Because Leno, I think, by a couple of months.
Once again, I'm going to say keep both of them and let them fight.
Well, that's precisely my thoughts, and by a lot of Arsenal players. Arsenal supporters.
But you've got to realise that Martinez don't want that.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't want the fight, whereas Leno did.
No, I'll disagree with you there.
Would you?
Alvin. Yeah, because when you say he didn't want the fight,
well, then why did he go?
I just felt that he wanted to be number, and I think he deserved to be number one, because the question was asked of, huh?
He was playing.
Yeah, I know that, but the problem is that when the question was put towards to Arteta,
yeah,
he gave a Wenger-esque answer, yeah. So what he basically said is like, they're there to both fight for the thing. Now, as far as I'm concerned, Leno's coming back from a long-term injury, yeah. Martinez is now the current goalkeeper. He was doing absolutely brilliant in terms of clean sheets and whatever. You keep him in there. But they could not give him the assurance. And Leno was the one, obviously, we bought because he was the number one at the time. But I think Martinez deserves that number one shirt.
Can I say that nobody has assurance? Apart from the way you play, your performance gives you that assurance?
Okay. So if you was the manager... Yeah,
I would say the same thing what Arteta said. You fight for your place.
Right. Okay.
Because you've got two quality goalkeepers there.
Right. Yeah. So I'm putting the question to you as a manager. If you're managing Arsenal, I know you're gonna. I'm not asking you as in a press conference. You're not in a press conference now, yeah. Right. What I'm saying to you, right, is right. If you on Martinez's performance over the last 10, 15 games that you've seen as a manager, now you're seeing it through the eyes of a manager.
Yeah.
You think he deserves his place?
I,
Would you then come the new season now, right? If they say there was no offers came in for Martinez, or whatever, who would you start?
Martinez.
Well, there you are.
Yeah,
argument done.
Based on performance, and that's why I say to you that Arteta, has said you've got to fight for your places.
Yeah,
and Martinez was the one who was actually playing in goal.
Absolutely.
Now, if you take, for example, the FA Cup final, I'm not sure if Leno was injured then. Was he injured? Oh, no, he wasn't.
No, he was available. He was available.
Right. So Arteta cannot do any more than play him. So that is a statement of fact.
Yeah, but that's what I'm trying to say. So I don't think enough assurances, because they couldn't give him an assurance to say that you've earned the #1 jersey. So I think Arteta's gone a little bit political there. And we knew that Leno was going to get the shirt back. And that's why Martinez said in the end, I want to go and play first time for. And to be honest, nobody heard of, when I say nobody heard about, I knew it was always about. But if we was to sell him in that current transfer market, based on the #2, we'd only probably got 2 million for him. Wait, we sold him to Aston Villa for 20 million.
Right, because of his performances that he's put on.
Right. And I think this guy is going to turn out to be a brilliant goalkeeper. He's a brilliant goalkeeper. You can see, you know what I mean? And personally speaking, I would have rather kept Martinez.
Okay.
And if that was the case, sorry, Leno, mate, just go back to Germany or whatever you need to do.
I've got a miscellaneous question for you. No, mine's great there. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
Based on the current market, who would we have got? Who would we get more for? Leno or Martinez? Based on the current market, both of them on their top game, who would we get more for?
It's a hard one, mate.
I know it is, mate.
It's a hard one. Because I'm not saying that Leno's not a good goalkeeper, but I think all round, I think Martinez is better. So if it was me, I would pay more for Martinez than I would for Leno. Because what I see from Martinez is that Martinez is very commanding in the area.
Yeah.
He's a good shot stopper. But I wouldn't say he's as good as Leno, but from what I saw in the last 10, 15 games, mate, brilliant.
Has Leno let you down since he's been back?
I wouldn't say he's let me down, but what I would say is that this playing at the back, I don't feel he's comfortable enough, and he takes too long to make decisions. So in other words, like if he's playing at the back, he's playing these short passes, you know, to Lewis who's maybe about 10 foot away from him, and you've got people like Mane and Salah and all them man closing him down. Yeah, you know what I mean? You can't take those chances. So for me, I worry. Two things I worry about Leno, or three, should I say? His distribution, he's passing out the back, and he's commanding himself in the area. That's my issue with Leno. Do you know what I mean? And I think sometimes he has to, when he needs to go long, he needs to go long. When he needs to go short, but it's just almost like he's got it in his head. He's done it under Emery. You know, like he collects the ball and he waits for everybody to get back in their set position before he tries to start like a counter. Do you know what I mean? And then he's trying to play these short passes, and I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to, draw him in and set the trap. Do you know what I mean?
That's right.
But, Liverpool and Man City, they can do that. We're not there yet. It's going to take time. But when you got the likes of Gabriel, who's very good on the ball,
yes,
we spoke about, and obviously William Saliba, that's another whole story, because
we haven't touched him, have we?
We haven't seen him at the moment. The only time we've seen him is for MK Don. But it looks like he's staying on loan. Whether he's been registered for, I know he definitely hasn't been registered for the Europa, but I don't know, because I think the Premier League, I think they registered him, I think it's October the 20th or something like that.
Right.
So I don't know, but I just think 30 million was spent on him.
That's mind blowing. It's
mind blowing, and I know Arteta's come out and said that he's had personal issues and stuff like that. But
that was in May.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because I'm thinking he's 19. I get it, he's young, he's lost his mum and stuff like that. But I don't know. I just think they should play him.
There's something going on behind the scenes there, no?
There is. I mean, there's talk. Some people are coming out and saying that Arteta doesn't rate him and stuff like that. But I don't know. Well, could be, but I'm just hoping that he settles. You know what I mean? There's enough people in there that speak French.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And there's a good camaraderie at Arsenal, good family atmosphere there. So I'm hoping that he will settle in. But the guy's a big brute, 6'4". Very good on the ball as well. So I think once Arteta gets the team that he wants, because like Louise, he's got another year left. He's there to just help them through. But sometimes he's an accident waiting to happen. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, we know that.
I'm not too impressed with Holding. Don't know what your thoughts are on Holding, but I just think he's
middle of the road. I think.
Say that again.
Middle of the road, I call it.
Middle of the road. I've seen him in games, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh.
Games, yeah.
Yeah, you're slow. He's a bit slow as well, and he's not really that good on the ball, personally speaking. But I know William Saliba and Gabriel are good on the ball. So in order to play that system, as long as you got good ball playing centre backs, then we can do that, because you're drawing the players on to set the trap, and you can see what Arteta's doing, and that's brilliant. You can see what Arteta's doing with the team, because you can see the triangles that he's creating. The teams are coming in, and then bam, 2 identical goals against Liverpool. Ball pings over the corner, Batman picks it up from the left.
Theory set that over to him. Yeah,
lovely.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we can see. I think Arsenal are playing what I call a pragmatic game, and I don't know what your thoughts are in terms of their style of play. I know Wenger, there was very much ball possession and that, but I think with Arteta, I don't know if it's because of the players, they haven't got the technical abilities. Because when you look at Man City, every player is comfortable on the ball.
That's right.
You know what I mean? But whereas with Arsenal, a lot of sideways passes, and it's not purposeful passing. Do you know what I mean? And I think technically, Sabalas is good on the ball. Xhaka's got 1 foot, and he's got the turning circle of the Titanic. do you know what I mean? But yeah.
Have you not noticed, though, Normski, that it doesn't matter what team we play?
Yeah.
Arteta wants us playing from the back.
Oh yeah, I know that, and I'm thinking, but I'm just saying sometimes the goalkeeper needs to mix it up a bit. So you will see Arteta say to himself, "Go long."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
holding on to a 1-0 lead, then you go long.
Yeah.
I just in the area. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
But it's working.
It's working, and to be honest, look, we've played 4 games, 9 points out of 12. Because normally we have a bit of a dodgy start, but we're doing quite well.
We lost to the champions. That's not.
Yeah, and to be honest, it wasn't like we went up there and got a good slapping. It was just that. And I think we showed them. I said in the last video, I think we showed Liverpool too much respect.
Yeah.
Look what Aston Villa did to them.
Yeah.
Take the game to them, and that's what I want Arsenal. And I think, and we'll come on to Partey. I think having Partey now in the middle of that part now. He's going to break up play, and his transition from through the lines is brilliant. And he can play that through ball as well. You know what I mean? Tackle, he stats are right.
He does the lot. He does the lot in the box.
He does a lot. I think we're probably a couple of players away. In terms of an attacking creative midfielder. Definitely, I still feel that we need a right back. A really good right back.
You got Nathan Lyles.
No, he's a utility player, but he's not. That's not his role, is it?
He's playing there for England.
Well, he was playing as
role, but he's playing for England there.
Yeah, but he was playing as a left wing back there, wasn't he?
Yeah. Well, left wing back, right wing back, he can play both, can't he? Really?
He can. He's a good, and that's why I didn't want to lose him in the summer, because there was talk he was going to go to Wolves.
Yeah, that's right.
And then Man United apparently were interested in him. How true that was, I don't know. But I think he's a fantastic utility player to have in the team. Yeah. And I would probably prefer him there instead of Bellerin. But Bellerin's going to play there. I mean,
yeah, he will play there.
Yeah, I mean, Cedric. You got Cedric Suarez, who's the backup.
Oh, sorry, that's another buy that we didn't speak about.
Yeah, we got him in January, and Pablo Marie. The players coming back from injury. But I do think we need a really good top. World-class right back. I think Tierney, for me, the guy's just only going to get better. Really pleased with him. All right, he's a little bit injury prone, but I think he's a future captain. So I'm really happy with him. I mean, we got him in the window before. But I think for me, the main transfer window for me is Partey. We've got the man.
over
Yeah.
Gabriel.
No, Gabriel. Yeah, I'm happy because we kind of sort of fixed our defense.
Yeah.
And to be honest, we're looking like a team that are hard to beat as well. I think.
Yeah.
If you think about goals conceded, what we've conceded 5 goals.
5 goals. Yeah.
Now Liverpool, and I don't want Mrs. going to know because every time you do a show, you always talk about Liverpool. Well, look, they've conceded 11 goals.
Yeah. 7 in one game.
All of last season, 33 goals.
Yeah. Don't add up, does it? Don't add up.
It doesn't add up. Yeah. So I'm really happy, and I'm going to ask you, having Partey in there. I know we kind of touched on it. Your thoughts on Partey?
Right. Okay. I'll be honest with you. I didn't know much about Partey. I'm not going to lie to you.
Wow.
I saw the write-up. I heard people going on about him, and then I've done my little YouTube watch on him, and I'm very impressed. What worries me is how quick will he settle into the Premiership?
I think he'll settle quick. Look at Gabriel.
No, well, yeah, I understand that, but not everyone's the same. You know what I mean?
All right, okay.
Aubameyang's brilliant, but he has his off games, and I just think.
But what I'm trying to say, all right, look, I get what you're saying in terms of players are different. When Aubameyang came, look how quick he settled.
Yeah, he did settle quite quick. Yeah,
very quick. Yeah,
yeah.
Gabriel's coming. Look at that. Yeah, and I do really believe that Partey will settle.
I hope so.
100%.
I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah,
I really hope I'm wrong.
I saw him again. I'm gonna have mentioned Liverpool again. I saw him I watched it today actually. I watched him in against Liverpool in the Champions League in the quarterfinals. Mate, he controlled that midfield. Liverpool at Anfield, you know. Remember at Anfield, brother. A man will settle, man. Okay. Don't worry, man.
All right.
You can come and find me if you can come and find me if he does mess up. But
I want him to play. Don't worry.
When you look at his numbers, they're incredible. They're absolutely incredible.
I can't understand why other teams didn't go for him.
You know what? In this sort of financial situation, I mean, look, I've been following him since January. I've been talking about him since January, and he. He played for he went on loan to Mallorca like before he went to Atletico. So he was in Atletico, but they put him on loan. So that's when we kind of heard about him. Yeah, and obviously playing under Diego Simeone, you know, no better in terms of the defensive. What am I looking for?
They're well schooled, didn't they?
Yeah, they're more schooled and I think that they're disciplined. Yeah, and that's what Diego Simeone gives to them. But I think what they're saying is that Partey now coming to Arsenal will probably have a slightly freer role because they were very much working in a very tight, stringent setup. You know what I mean? Because one thing about Diego's side, Atletico, they didn't concede many goals.
No, that's right. He's defensively minded, isn't he?
Defensively minded. So I'm hoping that he will still have that mindset, but at the same time, have a more of a freer role, which I think Arteta will allow him to do.
So where's our creativity then?
Well, our creativity is going to come from the likes of Saka, obviously Pepe, but he's just not getting the game time.
Yeah. Well, I think he moved on from the last goal.
In terms of from the wing, so I know at the moment we're playing this 3-4-3 system, which we'll come onto in terms of lineups and stuff like that and formations. So he's relying on the wing backs, because the way Arteta, I think if you watch how Arteta sets up the team and the 3-4, especially when I watched the game when Maitland-Niles was playing on the left, and it was funny because when he picked up the ball and he was Saka, they would make what they would do. They would flood the midfield, but you always had somebody covering. Yeah, but that's going to be now different when Partey comes in there now because they can go to a back 4. Yeah, because they got that assurance of either Partey or even Xhaka.
Xhaka will be defensive.
Yeah. So that's where the creativity is coming. But what they're saying is when Partey comes into the side now, I think the creativity of like Saka, that they can go forward. They can go forward knowing that they got a man at the back that can just cover. But you still need that natural attacking creative midfielder. And again, we was linked with Coutinho as well, weren't we?
Yes. At one stage.
Yeah, one stage we was linked with him, and he would have kind of played that kind of number 10 role as well, or play off the wing. Do you know what I mean? But you want that kind of deep line player. I think Sabalas is probably going to be the closest to that kind of creativity. But so what will happen? Sabalas kind of plays in that number 8 role. But I think he will have license to go forward further. And then he can play those through balls. Because I think he did play well in the there was a Sheffield United game. I think it was a semi-finals he played well in. Burnley game.
That's right, he scored one of them goals,
and he scored the goal. And in the Burnley game in the early season, last season, where he probably had his best game. And then he kind of tailed off and then kind of picked back up when he came back. As soon as he come back after the lockdown, he kind of came back into his own. So he's had a few good games, but I think playing further forward, that will probably be where the creative spark comes from. And then having more attacking players, in that kind of last third. You know what I mean? Because now you've got you've got the assurance of Partey mopping up things.
Yeah.
And the guy can get across if you watch him, the guy gets about that pitch. The guy's amazing.
I've got to say, I can't wait. But will he play him tomorrow, Normski?
That's the question. That's the massive question. And that's something that I want to come on to. I mean, in terms of the big game tomorrow. And I think
come off the bench.
Knowing Arteta, I just think that maybe he will probably still go to the Etihad, even though they got the likes of De Bruyne missing, Aguero just coming back from injury. You got Jesus that's going to be missing.
Aguero, is he playing?
He's coming back from injury. They're saying that Aguero might start on the bench. And probably Sterling play as that false 9. Right.
Yeah. Because is it just say what's his name?
Jesus. Or Jesus, should I say?
Yeah.
Jesus. He's injured. He's injured. Right. De Bruyne is injured as well.
Sorry, I didn't mean that in a bad way.
But you got the likes of Gundogan, and Bernard Silva in that middle, and they're very good on the ball. So I think, personally speaking, you put Partey in there because he will break up the play.
David Silva, is he gone now?
Yeah, he's gone.
He's gone. Right.
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah.
And the thing about Man City, we can get at their back four.
Yeah.
Look what Leicester did to them. All right, they scored the first goal. Mahrez scored the first goal, and then once they started off a bit pragmatic, a bit defensive, but as soon as they got the goal, the confidence came, and they weren't giving them no time on the ball. Because Man City, you can see how they play. Fast, get it out to the wings, wide, cut back, bang. Simple. Football's simple, Alvin. You know it. You're coach.
Keep it simple.
Keep it simple.
But as a manager, you don't always work that way.
It doesn't always work that way, and you have to have a picture in your head as well. And good players will have a picture in their head, knowing where that next pass is going to go.
I'll tell you something, Norman and Normski. One of the things as a manager is that you're always talking to your players, even when they're doing right. You're still coaching them. You never stop.
No, you don't. You can hear, and you know what's interesting is because obviously with the lockdown and nobody's allowed at the stadiums, it's interesting to hear the managers, especially Arteta. And the thing is, that guy's busting Spanish, French, because he can speak a number of languages. So one minute he said Uba, and he's saying whatever he's saying, and then he says something to Sabalas, and then he says something like freaking fantastic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's constantly talking, which I like. Say that again?
Different from Wenger.
Oh, absolutely. Because what did Wenger used to do?
Well, play with his buttons. Yeah, exactly. That's it.
The famous shit that got stuck.
When he's nervous.
And then Unai Emery's style was kind of like, he was like, I think a lot of the fans were saying he was a bit over the top.
Yeah.
But I think with Unai Emery, I just didn't have a clue what he was doing in terms of.
He had a good 22 run unbeaten.
Yeah, but but he hadn't played nobody in the top 6. And then what happened?
We're talking about unbeaten.
And then what happened?
Yeah. Well, then the wheels come off the bus.
Exactly. Right. So, you know what I mean? So going to the Etihad tomorrow, we want to come down to this now, our final kind of thing. Going to the Etihad tomorrow, it's a big, massive game. We're not very good when it comes to playing away at the top 6. And we haven't, the last time we won at the Etihad, was when Santi Cazorla and Giroud scored, and we won 2-0, 2015.
Oh dear. Okay.
Right. So
We're due then.
Our record is not brilliant.
Yeah, we're due.
We're due something. Now, with all these injuries out and everything, we may have a chance. You know what I mean? I would love if we could go out there and get a 1-0 and just get out there quick. Do you know what I mean? But we can't underestimate it. And I don't think we don't want to go there thinking, oh yeah, De Bruyne is out and Jesus is out, and you know what I mean? And there's talk that Sterling has got a slight thigh injury and stuff like that. Let's go there. Don't be pragmatic. Go there, take the game to them, and please start Thomas Partey. Don't leave her at Gabriel, because that's what he did in the Liverpool game. He left Gabriel on the bench.
Yeah, he did.
What was that all about?
I don't get it, and that's why I think he might leave Partey out, because he does these things.
Yeah, and I think he doesn't. He still doesn't know his best 11. I still don't think he knows, because he's always. Listen, what sometimes annoys me about Arteta is that sometimes, like Lacazette, for argument's sake, the guy scores in every game and then he gets dropped. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense. Pepe scores it, he gets dropped. I'm thinking I think the key thing, you know this, the spine is important.
Yeah.
And I think we're getting there in terms of the spine.
Yeah.
There's a couple of players missing. Yeah.
The only thing that worries me though, Normski, is I don't know whether to put Aubameyang in the middle. I know you're going to knock off Lacazette, but is that not? Do you not think that he will score more goals? If he can score goals on the left, well, look how many goals he can score in the middle.
What are you saying? You're saying
putting Aubameyang in the middle, centre forward.
Oh, you're agreeing for him to play in the middle.
I just think with Pepe on the right, maybe William on the left, Xhaka on the left.
Yeah.
I just think we're more dynamic, and I just think.
And the thing about Aubameyang, his movement is just next to none. Yeah. So I think, personally speaking, get Aubameyang.
You're gonna knock Lacazette's nose out of joint, now, ain't you, doing that? And
that's the problem. Alvin. That is the problem. And that's why what we're doing in this situation here now, we're accommodating.
That's right. That's why he's on the left.
And that's why
I just think he's better off in the middle.
Even though the guy has scored 20 plus goals, and he's got the best goal scoring record for an Arsenal player, and even in terms of the league as well. So can you imagine what he can do when he's down the middle? Yeah. But at the moment, you've got to accommodate Lacazette, and I think probably next summer. It depends on, because Lacazette is down to his last 2 years now, isn't he? And they have not sort of put anything on the table with regards to him, looking at, reviewing the contract. So I don't know what's going to happen there. We'll just have to wait and see. But ideally, Aubameyang signed a 4-year contract, highest paid player, and I believe he deserves it. As far as I'm concerned, I don't know how you feel about it, but I think he deserves every £375,000, and I think that's not what he is net, because that's like, I think it starts with, like, say 250, but there's appearances, how many goals he scores and whatnot. So the man needs to get his boots on now and start knocking them goals in.
I think he'll score tomorrow.
I think he will. I think he will.
He scored against Man City when we played them. I think at their ground. I think it was.
Yes. No, it was at Wembley.
At Wembley, yeah, that's right. Yeah,
we beat them 2-0.
That's right. So I think we'll do them again.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the game. I think this is the best time to play Man City.
Absolutely.
I think Arteta's got to get it right.
Yeah.
Does he play Partey or does he not play Partey? And what worries me is he didn't play Gabriel in one of the games. He might have been against Liverpool.
Yeah.
Why was that?
And that's what I'm trying to say. It's just being, I don't know. I just don't know. Because I felt that if we didn't show Liverpool so much respect, I think we could have got something out of that game. I'm not saying that normally we go to Liverpool and we get slap up. And I didn't feel that we got slapped up. It's just that the last goal, I mean, it was 2-1. If Lacazette puts that goal away, it's 2-2.
2-2.
Yeah,
game on.
And he missed
anyone's game.
You know what I mean? So we'll just have to see there. But we're going to the Etihad tomorrow. So what I want from you, Alvin, is your predicted lineup, and the formation that you're going to go with.
Okay, very good question. Okay, well, Normski, I'm going to go, thought about it hard, and I think I'm going to go with a 4-3-3.
Okay.
Obviously, Leno in goal. I was going to go Tierney, Gabriel, Louise, and Nathan Niles.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
In the middle, the three, I was going to go Partey right in the centre of it all.
Yeah.
And I was going to go Sabalas and William. I don't know if I said the name right.
Yeah, that's right. Sabalas, yeah.
And then up front, I'm going to go Aubameyang, Lacazette, and Pepe.
Okay, so Aubameyang down the middle.
No.
Oh, no, sorry. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Because he's scoring, and that's all you can ask from a striker.
Right, yeah.
Back in my heyday, managing, someone scoring for me, why am I taking him off?
Yeah.
He's scoring.
Yeah. No.
Nketiah is sitting on the bench.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then he's scoring and all, so.
He scored for the under 23s England, but you know.
Yeah.
Nketiah, he'll come good, and he's got good players to learn off of. So that's
There's not much of him.
Huh?
There's not much of it in Nketiah.
There's not much of him. You know, he'll get game time like in the Europa, Carabao Cup, FA Cup. He'll get those chances. So I think that's good. So you've gone with a 4-3-3, and do you think that's what you've gone with?
Yeah.
But in Arteta, he's probably going to go.
I think because Partey's there, I've got Partey in the team. That's what makes it strong.
Absolutely, the question is though, will Partey play tomorrow? And if he doesn't play tomorrow, I can see Arteta going with a 3-4 or 3 formation. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And then who would the 3 be? Because then it'll be.
Okay, so if he plays a 3-4-3, the wing backs will be Bellerin.
Right.
He'll probably still play Tierney as a wing back.
Yeah.
And he'll play Gabriel.
Yeah.
Gabriel, Louise, and Holding.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
And then obviously in front of them, you'll have. I mean, ideally, I want Partey start, but I can see him.
If Partey wasn't there, would you go Sabalos and Xhaka?
Probably. Yeah.
And what's his name?
And then obviously he'll play William on the right.
That's right.
Lacazette down the middle and Aubameyang on the left.
No Pepe.
Well, I'd love Pepe to start, personally speaking.
He deserves a start after that.
Yeah, he deserves a start. But I know I sound negative. That's what I think Arteta's going to go with, and then he'll probably bring Partey on. But if it was me, going with the back four, more or less the same that you've chosen.
Okay.
What about predicted? What's your score? What you say?
Oh, good question, Normski. Do you know what? My heart tells me, it's going to be a 2-2 draw.
Okay.
But my mind told me we're going to beat them 2-1.
Okay, I like your mind.
Yeah, because they're playing away, and I think they're going to be up for it. I just think a 2-2 draw, and for me, any result, good. So a draw, 1-2. I really don't think we can knock it.
Draw. I mean, look. I think based on Man City have got a few players out. Ideally, we can go out there and get a win. Yeah. But if, say, Man City did have De Bruyne playing and all their strong players playing and Aguero and everybody, Jesus and that, if we went up there and got a draw, I'd be happy with that.
That's right.
But I want us to go there and take the game to them. Let's not show them any respect. Yeah, let's win the midfield battle. Yeah, and that's why I think if you have Partey in there instead of, say, a Xhaka, or if you're going to have Xhaka and Partey in there, then I think we'll have a good chance of winning that midfield battle with Partey in there.
Right,
but if you play Partey and Sabalas or any other, then, or Partey, not Partey, El Nene and say Sabalas or El Nene and Xhaka, we ain't winning that midfield battle.
No. So you're leaving out William?
Yeah, I just think I'll think Pepe. I want Pepe to.
You want Pepe?
He'll cause problems. Right. Pepe on the right, he'll cause problems.
William might have an off day.
Bring him on on the thing. No, we got options off the bench.
Yeah,
that's the good thing. We got options off the bench.
Yeah.
So that's the good thing. Do you know what I mean? So
I'm very optimistic. Don't get me wrong, and I want to go with my mind rather than my heart.
Yeah, I want to go. I'll go with a 2-1 win as well.
2-1 win.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's my head.
Right. And a miscellaneous question. Your man of the match for an Arsenal, if it was going to be?
Well, I mean, it's different. It's difficult in it until you see the game, isn't it?
I know that, but I mean,
unless you know something that I don't know.
Well, I really do.
You're probably what's that film? Back to the Future.
Yeah, exactly.
You know who's going to win the game.
I just think Gabriel's going to have a blinder. He's going to play a blinder.
Okay. So you're predicting man of the matches.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and remember you heard it first. On TV. Yeah. Man of the match, Gabriel.
All right then. Well, yeah, I'm loving that. I'm hearing that. No, that sounds good. That sounds good.
Yeah.
But yes, yeah. Alvin, man. Listen, great having you on the show. Hope we can do this again. You know, what I mean, as I say, just trying to grow the channel. You know how it goes.
Yeah.
And yeah, just glad that you can come on this evening and that. You know, when it does go out on YouTube, share it with your family and friends. Yeah, certain friends. Till I give you the green light. Yeah, what I'm saying, bro.
Do that. And can I just say that you know, well done for what you're doing with the Normski TV show.
Yeah.
Hope it grows and it keeps you busy. And you're a love of Arsenal TV.
Yeah, man, thank. Well, I don't know. Boy, I've got a few millions to get before I catch them, but you know, you got to start from somewhere, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to start from somewhere. But it's good to get your insight and get different views from people and that. So, you know, in the future, I'll try and get you back on again. Like, you know, sometimes I'll try and get a panel on.
I love that.
Get people's thoughts and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? But it was good to get you on just to you know, talk about the transfer window, what your thoughts are, the players that have come in, where you think Arsenal. And that's one last question I'm probably going to put to you before we go. Where do you think Arsenal are going to finish come the end of the season? Like, give me your top 4.
Okay. You got me again. Okay. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be Liverpool.
Yep.
I think it's going to be Man City.
Yep.
I think we can get 3. We can get the number 3rd spot.
Wow.
And I think Tottenham.
Oh dear.
Well, you know, I think we're above them.
I'll tell you now. I'm going to say this, and I said it on the last show, that I'm quite worried about Tottenham because I didn't think they were going to do much in the market based on the expenditure on the stadium. But look, they've got Gareth Bale in on a loan deal, 20 mil. All right, you know, he's not the Gareth Bale of say 10 years ago, but you know, the man's still got it. Do you know what I mean? And then you got like Son and Kane up front.
Yeah, they're formidable. They're formidable. But
yeah, they've got quite a good balance. And you know, I wouldn't be surprised if Tottenham win a trophy this season. I mean, remember they're into the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup, so you know they're due a trophy.
Yeah,
but I hope they don't get it. Do you know what I mean? But they are looking quite strong. Even Everton are looking quite strong.
Yeah, no, I haven't mentioned them. But I think their wheels will fall off soon.
I mean, but you know, listen. I look at Everton and I look at Ancelotti. I look at the way they're playing. I look at their midfield, and I think they've got a great balance in there. They've got Calvin Lewin at the moment. He's scoring at the moment. He'll probably drop off. You know, is there going to be someone else that can actually step into his shoes and carry on that scoring thingy? Do you know?
That was going to be my point, Normski. It's sometimes, you know, it's all about who do you have on the bench.
Yeah.
Do you know? You see what I mean? Because if there's an injury, that's who you've got to depend on.
Exactly. And you know, I mean, at the moment,
it's good to have a good bench. And I know Man City had a good bench. I don't know if they still have.
I mean, look, they've probably got the deepest squad.
Yeah.
Out of all, I mean, barring Chelsea as well, because you know they spent a lot of money as well. So Chelsea have got a good big squad, deep squad, and Man City. You know what I mean? They got almost two first teams. Do you know what I mean? So that's the thing that you know Man City has over a lot of the teams. But Liverpool's first 11, you know, they're formidable. Do you know what I mean? Even though I know they got slap up, but you know what I mean. you know, sometimes you just can't take your eyes, you know what I mean?
One man I'll take I'll take Marnie off for Liverpool tomorrow.
You take what, sorry?
Marnie?
Yeah.
I'll take him all day long, mate.
You take them all day long, but it's going to cost a lot of money.
Yeah, quality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it 40 million and 1 pence or 42 million and 1 pence? We won't even go there. But listen, Alvin, listen, mate. It was a pleasure.
Likewise. Thank you for having me on board. Thank you very much.
Mate. I hope we can do this again. And
most definitely.
See you on the next one. And hopefully, may the best team win tomorrow.
Yes.
And that's going to be Arsenal. Yeah.
I'll talk to you about it afterwards.
Listen, mate. Take it easy. Yeah.
All the best. Take care.
Mate. All right. Take care. Bye.
Good luck. Bye-bye.